What's going on, you guys? Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and grab your kettlebell and let's work through it. We got 2 flows today, all right? And then we're gonna do a stretch. We're gonna do a post-workout stretch that hits all of our muscles, but that's later on. For now, we got the flows, all right? The first flow we're gonna do is gonna be a step back. We're gonna get a little bit of side work going. We're gonna ladder up every time we gunsling. The second flow is gonna be from the floor, twist and press. We're hitting a bunch of muscles in the upper and core today, all right? And you know how we do it. 5 minutes of work with a little demo to begin, okay? So let's get after it. We're gonna grab the bell. I got my dominant hand. Stopwatch is on. Watch me first, and then you guys can go ahead and give it a shot. I'm gonna step into this gunslinger. So here, bell is like in the suitcase. My hips are stacked right over my ankles. I'll gunsling. I'll step back in the lunge, okay? And then I'll rack. Looks like this. Legs in, back, and I hoist to a rack. I'll switch sides now. I gotta get my transition in. Here's where I start. I'll step back. I'll come up into my rack. Other side. Now I'm starting. Pop it. Stand up in between. Rack it. Let's switch sides right here. Feet together. Step back. Now I rack. The abs are tight, the glutes are tight also to protect excess torsion on the back. One more time, right here, and then I'll rack and switch. All of the skills we have with a bell come into play here. All right, pretty complex move. We have a little bit of work to go. So let's go through it. I'm gonna add one every time. 1, step back, split the legs, and rack. I switch sides. Now I start. I got 1 slinger, I step back, I go in. Good, now I switch sides, I'm gonna go with 2. This is great. 2 slingers, now I step back. All of these rotator tissues in the hips, the extensors, the ass muscles, all of that gets a ton of work. All right? 1, I'm gonna go 2. I step back, I drive up, bang. Switch sides. This is great, so I'm gonna go full speed here. This is 3, boom. Here, switch, and of course, you want to find that nice rhythm to where everything is smooth. The only time you stop is in your rack. Ship. Let's go, we got 4. You like that step in, step out, guys. That's that good stuff for the legs. Took an extra step there, but that's cool. All right, 2 more minutes. And I'll start right here. 4, good, number 3. I step right back into this one. The bell goes up, I'm gonna drive on that front leg to stand. For me, it's tough to stand up on this leg. It tells me a lot about my body and I need to correct. But that doesn't mean we can't work through these, right? Maybe I'll go a little slower, right? As I stand up, for example. 5, 3, 4, 5, back, in between, up, and switch. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I'm gonna go ahead and step back. I'm gonna go here, Rack it. Last one, let's go for 6. The transition, and I'm right into it. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, good. This is a nice tempo. My hips could be a little bit more stacked. 1 more. Bell goes up, knee goes down. I find that easier on that side. So watch what I do. Actually, I'm gonna do this the right way. So my left side actually needs to be more engaged. 1 more, I'll step back, I'll touch the floor. I'll take the extra time to swing through the motion right there. Because my left side was a little weaker, maybe this happens, one side's gonna be stronger. Because that one side was weaker, I'll go a little slower. I will be less explosive and opt for safety when one side is clearly not as strong. All right, we don't wanna like make more injuries out of small compensations, but you, I'm sure, get it, and that was pretty good. Let's head to the floor. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit my timer. Ready? Here we go, you guys. Check me out. As I start in this upright chest, I'll extend the right leg and push the right shoulder forward, so I'm pedaling. I'm pedaling a little, and I can come up. Notice that I can do that on the other side too. Straight leg and come up. All right. I'm gonna add a press afterward. Okay? I'm gonna hold my bell so that that handle is in. This is kind of a good place to balance our kettlebell when we're holding it this way. Dip the shoulder, extend the leg, plant. Dip the shoulder, anchor through the right leg, left leg extends, and I plant. I'll sit up tall, overhead press. All right? One thing you can do is touch that elbow to the knee twice, okay? I go 3 times with the chest out. Good. I'm gonna sit up again and press twice. Good. All right. Good, dip that shoulder 3 times. Sit up tall. Now think about dipping. Squeeze that quad on the way out. Ship, and now up, press. 2, 3 press. Good. I'll rest here. I'll lean back. Good. Bring that shoulder across. The back is stiff. I got 4. Good, let's try the press. Good. Let's try for 5, come on. Good, other side for 5. Good. Now we're gonna press overhead. Good. I'm gonna put that bell down. Let's go back down from 4 this time. I'm gonna put the bell down so I can continue moving. Good. This is a good one for the upper legs, isn't it? Getting those flexor stretch, and man, is it difficult. I'm gonna get this leg straight. I'm gonna grab my bell for the presses. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good, here we go, you guys. Back in it for 3. Grab your bell. 1, 2, 3. Good. Extend that left leg for 1. Good. and 3. Let's get after it, you guys. It's tough. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Keep it pushing. We got another side. 2. And 2. Big twisting. And 2. Good. 2 press. This is one of my most difficult ones, I'm gonna be honest. But we're gonna push. 1 here. And the press. Good. Let's go, you guys. Keep those tailbones pushed into the floor. 1 right. 1 with the left side. And press. Good. Go again. I'm actually feeling it a lot in the hip flexors, which is great. But it just allows me to, I need to take a little steam off. Keep it, you guys. Come on. 2 more. And press. Last one. Fully extend the legs and press. As I just mentioned, that was one of our toughest ones, but we did it. Nice work. So now we're gonna talk about a little post-workout stretching, something that you could do every time. And since we just went after it in that way, we're gonna talk about how to recoup. So probably the smartest thing for us to do is to do something that hits as many muscles as we can at once. We're gonna do an upper and a lower variety. All right. One thing that most of us have a problem with as the rigors of daily life kind of build up is we're constantly in this bent hip position, right? So let's undo that. Next thing, because we're in that bent hip position, the extensors are constantly overly rotated. So we're gonna wanna stretch these guys and give them a little bit of blood flow and energy, all right? So I'm gonna go with the wide feet and I'm gonna go straight down. I want that back stiff as possible, all right? Wide feet, straight down, the back is stiff. Why is the back stiff? Because I wanna keep all the tension in my rear body. So we're sitting, we're driving a lot. All of the force production is coming from this side of the body in the front, nothing really from the back. So what we gotta do is really get those back muscles active, all right? And these guys who have been tight and shortened all day get a little bit of a stretch and reprieve from these ones strengthening. All right, so now we're gonna drop straight down. And what that did too was tighten up all of these erector spinae muscles back here and give them a chance to contract so that now that we drop down, we're able to stretch them. Take this right hand, I'm gonna put it on the floor, and I'm gonna take my left, and I'm just gonna open up my chest. Now I don't wanna bend the knees to do this. I don't even wanna rotate my hips too much. I wanna draw all of the action from my obliques. Some of us, our obliques aren't very strong, and you are in the bent position, that's okay. Or if you're like me and your chest is real tight, you're not gonna open up too much. But we will open up. All right, let's go to the other side. And I can't explain how much this has actually helped me move throughout my world, my daily life, like better. So open up that chest on the other side. I'm digging into the floor with what's touching the floor, my hand and my feet. I'm gonna go back to flat back, stand up. Everybody loves a good vinyasa or a good flow, right? Well, that's one that you could do over again and get better at. And you're hitting everything pretty much. The only thing you're not stretching is, I don't know, your ears, who knows? So let's go with the wide feet again. Flat back, drop down after a few seconds. Okay, left hand on the floor. In the ragdoll position, open the chest. Rotate through the obliques, not the hips. Hips are static. If they're static, the butts and all of the major muscles of the glutes are getting stretched, okay? Stretched. Back here. And yes, we're in a hip crease position, like a hip hinge or a bend position. But one of the biggest muscles in our body is our psoas, and that's getting a big stretch. And that's often associated with a lot of impingement and movement patterns from a tight hip flexor point of view. All right, so good. Another stretch that we are gonna do is this. It's pretty simple right here. We are gonna open up your hips. I'm gonna just go left over right, and I can do a lot of muscle groups with this one. Now that I'm left over right, my left knee has to be bent to displace itself to wrap around my back leg. Now I can bend to the left. Now I bend the head to the left, I bring the arm. Now that I've brought the arm, I'm getting a lot of displacement in this side body, aren't I? I'm getting my glute majors to stretch, my extensors in the left and my right side of my body to stretch, and then I just replace them all, right? All those tendons and all this that you call the IT band, they're getting the stretch too. Other side, I stab into the floor with the back leg. Now my left leg, front one's bent, I'll tilt, I'll reach, I'll hold it here, okay? And it's a good stretch. And it's important because that keeps your body real healthy and mobile. Those two things, by the way, same thing. And that's it for today, you guys. So, hey, thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week. 2 flows and a nice post-workout stretch for what we just did. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.